I am going to give you an instantaneous dowsing lesson right now, right here on the big screen. It's more like a demonstration, actually. But it's, you know, you can imitate it and see if you get anything. And I'm going to use this book. And this book is called A Call to Immunics. I wrote it. And inside the book, it has lists. Now, this is maybe not going to make any sense to you whatsoever at first, because you think dowsing is something you do with a stick or whatever. And with this dowsing, you use your body. And when you get good at this, you will be able to do everything anyone ever did with a stick, and a lot faster and more, you know, exactly, and more completely. So this is good for you, you know. This is the next level of dowsing. It's called curing, and people cure lethal and incurable diseases by doing this. Now, I want to just have an agreement with you before I demonstrate this, that you're going to do lesson 1. It's not going to cost you anything to actually learn to do this. You just need to do lesson 1. This is not a complete lesson, this little movie here. And the place where you do lesson 1 is right there. So that's the web address, okay? There it is. Now you know. Okay. Now, the great thing about this kind of dowsing is that you don't actually need anything material at all. You know, people generally, you know, the stick picks up water, let's say. They're dowsing for water. And it will find water under the ground. But with this, you don't need any water under the ground, and you will find exactly what you need. Let me just show you, okay? This is a list of functions, and this is a list of immune dysfunctions, ways your immune system can malfunction. And here is a list of pathologies. Now, this isn't big enough for you to read, but let me just show you. I mean, you can see that there are, I'll just put it up there like that so you can see it is a list. And, okay, here we go, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to run my finger down this list, as you see, and I'm going down the list and down the list. And when I hit something, uh-oh. See, what I was hoping, I'll tell you actually, I'd sort of planned in this movie that my finger wouldn't move on that, because then I'd say, hey, I've got no pathologies, what do you know? Look at me, you know? And then I could go on and, you know, test down the list of functions, and I'm sure I would find a function that I need to put in, which you can do that. You know, you can find functions that are out and put them in. Like a function, for example, is intuition. Did you know intuition was a function? It is. So, you could find that and put it in, and then you feel a major change, as you will see from the people. When you do lesson 1, there are people demonstrating it, and they're just right out in nature. You know, they're people who never did it before, and they're actually discovering it. So you'll see they get a big change, which you also will when you do it. Okay. Now, maybe you've already done it, so you noticed that because you were doing this with me. Let me just see where my finger opened here. And what I wasn't actually able to see the list, so I'm going to have to now look at the list. And I know it was right around here. Was it this one? Oh, it's okay. It's this one. I'm getting a signal on scarring. Okay. Do I have any scarring in my physical body? I get yes. Okay. Scarring in any of my other bodies? I get yes. And not to put too fine a point on this, I'll just show you how we do this. I'll just go, I'm now removing all scarring, and I instantly get a signal there. Generally, when I do this, I just feel, you know, relaxed, which is what I started to feel there. So. People cure cancer with this. That's what you need to know about it. What I just showed you is what they do. And you can see the Cancer Cure Show, and here Charles Smith had cancer wrapped around his heart. Doctor gave him 3 months to live. I think he needed to go terminal to cure his cancer. And he did. He cured his cancer. He's the guy who donated our CD. That's our CD there. Yeah, he was, as God must have wanted you to have a CD, because as God would have it, a guy who cured terminal cancer owned a CD manufacturing company and offered to contribute a CD, you know, in unlimited quantities to us forever. Whether he will come through on his promise remains to be seen, but so far he has. So. So this is dowsing. This is a form of dowsing where you actually can be 1,000 miles away from something. You know, they tested psychic abilities back in the 70s. They ran a lot of experiments. All of this stuff has been tested scientifically over and over and over again, and they found that people do, you know, everybody is psychic. Every last person tests for some, but most people have a very low, undeveloped level of psychic ability. So obviously what we're doing here is you're going to learn how to bring this to a higher harmonic, a higher pitch, okay? A fever pitch so that you can actually whack an incurable virus. I cured my herpes in 1993. I had 2 kinds of herpes, lip and genital. I had them both. I'm Byard, by the way, Byard Barnes. I was Cure Zero in the Cure Drive. I'm the first person to ever report a cure in the Cure Drive, which is the page you're on. It says Cure Drive at the top. Unless you found this movie through YouTube, in which case you don't know what I'm talking about, and you need to go here to this website and find out. So, but this is what, and it works for everybody because, you know, everybody does it, you know, everybody, and it just increases your ability to do these things. We have a methodology for, you know, doing it. You just do it. It's fun and it feels good and it cures you, and also you can find water or whatever you're dowsing for money. Have you? I never tried that, although, you know, money's always come to me. I never really needed to put much attention on it, actually. It's really true. You know, I've always had the money to do all this crazy stuff I've done all my life. You know, that a lot of it actually produced money and so on. So that's how you got the cure, you know. People paid for you. A lot of people contributed and paid for you so you could have this. That's how it got here. So congratulations, welcome to the Cure Drive, and oh, and just one more thing. It's the good feeling that you get, the serenity, the calmness, or the courage, boldness, love, excitement, whatever that is that happens when you actually do this. That's the real signal. It isn't the finger thing that's the genuine signal. The finger is a very important signal, but to cure something, you know you've cured something. The signal is your symptoms disappear. The signal is the good feeling of happiness that you get when you cure something. That's the real signal, the important signal. The serenity, the peace. That's the real signal. It's the key signal that you've cured something. That's what you see people getting when they cure things in the Lesson 1 movie.